Back with more Angel. This is episode 4 of season 3. Very excited to carry on and see what's going to happen next for this season. Last episode. Whew, that was frustrating. A good episode, but my god. Geo. Prick. God, I hated that guy. Very glad he's dead and in hell, burning. But yeah, very, very intrigued just to see where we're going to take the rest of the season now. And we're going to start seeing like a bigger arc catfold here. We're going to have like a big bad. I still don't really know. Are we going to address the whole Dada thing? Is that going to be the focus? I have no idea, which is always exciting. So very, very excited to see what's going to happen. So let's get into the next one.
Did I mention Charlton Heston? Who's in?
That sounds great.
Fred. Wesley? Well, I'm in the middle of translating Fassad's guide from the original Sumerian. Looks like it's just you and me, Fred. Well, the worm certainly has turned.
I think she's very happy about that arrangement.
It's good to be young. So, ready for round 4?
4? Bloody hell. Oh. No. No. Is he a Stheen?
It was comfortable. It wasn't that awkward kind of quiet. You know that awkward kind of quiet? She's got the big puppy love. I mean, who wouldn't? You're handsome and brave and heroic, emotionally stunted, erratic, and turning evil.
Maybe just a short talk. So how soon can you do that?
Nice try. It's gotta come from you.
The guy has no social security number, no taxpayer ID, no last name as far as I know. How can he go down to the building department or anywhere else in officialdom for that matter?
He doesn't have a last name, does he?
Days. Don't you want to see what he'll do next?
Everybody know what they're doing? Good.
Oh.
I'll just stay here. Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, she's so cute.
Ignoring Fred.
This is the scariest thing ever.
As your arms come up to
Give me a demon any day.
taking a window. Good. Now shoulders down. There could be follow-up questions. I'll need some home phone numbers. Why don't we start with you, Benny?
There's a retirement home straight behind us. I'm gonna check something out.
Bye.
Do we have a demon old person who's possessing young people and then they melt?
Mr. Roscoe.
I'm more a girl watcher. You know what I'm saying? Jeez. They all died?
You might want to think twice about trying to cast us.
Did they just swap bodies? I mean, to be fair, it's not even like it's an old man and Angel's body, because Angel's fucking old.
So would
Going back to the hotel. Nice.
Are you alright?
No.
I've never been better.
No. This guy.
Working here with us in this old abandoned hotel.
Could you be any more obvious?
I know you never said anything that tacky or avert to Fred, but you're still gonna have that talk, whether you want to or not.
Fred.
Yes. Just keep it simple. 1.
Do not take advantage of Fred, you disgusting old man.
Hey, Angel, how's my head? Hope you put some ice on it. Sweet deal you got going on here, pal. Love the hotel. And Cordelia. Oh, that's how I spell W-O-M-A-N. Where is she? You don't have to worry
Oh
about
my
it.
god.
It's nice, soft.
This is so...
Not until you have that talk with Fred.
You know, there's something about brewed tea you simply cannot replicate with a bag.
He's not wrong.
You know what it is. You know I'm here for you. Yeah, that may be the problem. I mean, whatever we... You know, none of that funny stuff.
Oh no, he thinks he's Fred.
Wesley, food's here.
Okay. Wesley? Yes?
Escorts. Oh, you mean hookers?
I should probably interview him right away while the trail is hot.
I'll take this one. You interviewed the hotel staff. It's only fair if we divvy up. Yeah.
You horny fuckers.
I'll interview the hookers.
I contacted the coroner. I can see one of the bodies. I should go.
Ben can go with you.
Well, that wasn't the kind of body I had in mind to see. We're going.
What is the matter with everyone?
Great idea.
Everybody keeps saying, Fred, you should get out more, so, well.
Fred.
Don't you fucking dare, Marcus.
I told you, you're a very beautiful woman. We'll go out in the town.
Really?
That's just for starters.
Okay, I'll just go in. Okay.
Oh, I hate this so much. It's so exciting. No. Oh shit.
What can I do for you?
Don't call Night Stalker on me. It's all in there. Earthquake safe certification, statement of asbestos level compliance, all of it.
Ah, cool.
Have I ever told you you're a very beautiful woman?
Boy, oh boy.
Want another?
I'm gonna have to go.
This episode's quite something. No. Oh, good God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get off each other. No. No. No, 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 no. And a packet of crisps. What is going on? Oh God, you don't know it's a bloody vampire.
This is new.
Oh, look how dressed up she got and everything.
I should have knocked.
Oh, Marcus Roscoe! The most evil man in the Buffyverse. Evil.
Sweetheart.
Oh my God, who do I have to kill to make you smile? Jesus Christ. I'm not sure I can take much more. No, he's so old. He's so old. Oh, for God's sake. Marcus?
How do you think you're doing?
Being a weirdo. Oh my, no.
Nice!
Not nice. It's time for your next heart attack, Marcus.
This isn't like him.
What? This is totally like him. Doing the mystery dance with some cheap blonde. Brunette. She was a cheap brunette. You're right. This isn't like him.
So who was she?
Everything imagines who she was.
Angel's toughest opponent yet. An old man.
Your kid was signing in at reception when I came down.
My kid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh.
Hi, Dad.
Get in. Oh. Or don't.
I don't think you really know what you're getting into. Oh, I know what I'm getting into. You're the one who doesn't seem to know what you had.
Oh God. Go on, Fred, go to town.
God, I love technology.
Fred, he's out. He's out.
I got his conjuring stone.
You can't take that.
Now listen here, you old shit.
You don't deserve that body. Funny. I was going to say the same thing to you. I'll tell you why you have a weak heart, Marcus. You never use it.
Is Is this about how you're not like other men? What with that curse and all, and how you're really fond of me, but that's as far as it goes?
Yeah.
Oh.
The man who can have everything but love. Well, maybe in some ways you're better off, because love is, well, in a way, it's everything. It's also heartache and disappointment.
Amen.
Those are good things to avoid. Willow's on the phone. She's alive. Buffy's alive. Buffy?
Oh, it's love. Okay, that was interesting, but I wouldn't say it's as not enjoyable as some other interesting ones, if you know what I mean. Definitely my least favourite of the season so far. I do feel like it kind of dropped the ball after the first three, but I still had, oddly, a good time watching it. It was entertaining, if nothing else. I think the final scene was the best scene, and that ending, I love that Willow's called Angel to tell that Buffy's alive. Wasn't actually expecting that, but it kind of makes sense with the tie-in. So that's really cool, and hopefully we could see maybe, I don't know how much they could explore Buffy being alive again on Angel versus Buffy being dead. I feel like maybe there's not as much they could do with that without having like a crossover or something, and I don't know if crossovers can even happen anymore given the shows are on different networks at this point. But it's cool that we did see Angel kind of find out. It'd be really great if that, if Buffy like showed up and they had like a reunion, but I don't know if they can do that anymore. I really don't know how that works. But either way, I love how the episode ended off with that. And because that then tied into what Fred and Angel were even talking about before that, the fact that, he can never have love, he can have everything but, then obviously his love comes back to life. I really liked how they did that. I thought that was very, very cleverly done. And then poor Fred's at the end just like, Buffy? So that was great. I liked the idea of the episode, like, are you worthy of love, and using your heart, following your heart. That was an interesting idea, because Fred, was saying, you're the man who can have everything but love. I think that was kind of an interesting parallel, I guess, to Marcus, as Angel was kind of saying, you never use your heart. He said something along those lines to him. It's almost like Marcus could have anything / anyone, but he couldn't have love either, because he just seems to be kind of a lonely old man who perved on people at the gym, took over bodies, and then they deflated when he couldn't stay in them for too long. That was the aspect maybe let the episode down a bit. It was just so creepy and weird, and I don't know if that's a good weird, because it was just him violating these women, and I don't know, it felt like, we have a handsome male lead, let's have an episode where he makes out with everyone. Like, how can we make David Boreanaz make out with everyone? I feel like there was potential for this to be like really, really interesting. I did like the idea of, using your heart, and what they were talking about with, losing your love and not being able to love, and the parallels between Angel and Marcus on that respect. It was just everything that built up to that moment. I'm not sure if it was worth that payoff, because it was just so freaky. The effect of like that guy dying at the start with all the skin falling down, that was disturbing and gross, and I really liked that. But yeah, just this idea of this old man swapping bodies and gross. It definitely picked up better when he took over Angel's body, because I think that provided a bit more humour, and I do love me a good old body swap kind of storyline in any show. I don't think this is the best example of it, but either way, I think it was more frustrating that Cordelia and everyone didn't notice he wasn't right straight away. I know they needed an episode to happen, they needed shenanigans and stuff, but I feel like he was just so different you would have noticed. Especially because they know how prone Angel can be to changing his personality, given last season when he fired them all and the fact that he could become Angelus. That seemed a bit weird that they didn't notice a personality change in him. You feel like they'd be overly aware with Angel more than anyone. But I get they just needed this episode to happen, and it provided some kind of, I don't even want to say comedic stuff because it was just disturbing, but some kind of confusion with the whole Fred thing. And I did enjoy him thinking Wesley was Fred because of the name. That was kind of interesting, and the whole Lila business was mad, but at least they kind of have that documents now, I guess, to stop Gavin, unless she took them with her again, like fuck you. That was kind of interesting, more so than anything. I wish we had a bit more focus on maybe the Lila story in this one. But yeah, clearly she wanted to bang Angel, so there we go. That was nuts, and I don't know if Lila's actually going to find out that was an Angel. I imagine she will, but damn, that was bizarre. And yeah, we've got a bit more of the rivalry forming between Lila and Gavin. I did like that side of things, and the fact that she gave all these like proper documents and stuff to Angel so that Gavin couldn't really get his own, you know, get one over on Angel, because she wants to kind of be top dog, which makes a lot of sense. And then that just kind of, yeah, all got a bit twisted with old Marcus Roscoe. Yeah, that was just a very gross, disturbing character. I don't think anyone could really do much more than what is written on the page in terms of a character like that. But, you know, it provided some humour with the body swap element. Poor Fred, I loved her in this. I like that they kind of addressed the crush that Fred was having, and then obviously that got twisted with the whole Lila situation and the body swap and all of that. But I find her absolutely adorable, and that was just so sad when she got all excited and then she saw that and it all got twisted. Ugh. But it was nice that kind of led to that final conversation that Angel and Fred had at the end, and how that kind of really fed nicely into the perfect timing of Buffy coming back, and Angel finding that out. That was done very, very nicely. I loved the final scene. I loved Fred's role in things. I did enjoy, to a certain extent, the chaos caused by the body swap. Everything leading up to that, not so much. But yeah, it wasn't entirely like filler or anything, because we did address the whole Fred clearly having feelings for Angel situation, and I don't know if that's going to be put to bed now, but they addressed it and kind of seemed to resolve it. And obviously Angel found out Buffy's still alive, so that's kind of a big plot thing as well. I don't know how much of an impact that will have going forward on the show. I don't think it can have as much as, you know, when Buffy died. But regardless, some big things still happened, even if, for me personally, I don't think I was that big on the main arc of the episode. Just, I don't think the payoff was quite worth it. Yeah, we just kind of had like almost a villain of the week in Marcus. That's as much of a sucker as I am for body swaps. But yeah, I feel like I don't have a lot to say. I feel like these have kind of been random thoughts, not very cohesive. But it was just weird and bizarre and disturbing. I also feel like they could have done a bit more with Marcus realising he was in the body of a vampire. He seemed to get over that very quickly. Obviously, I don't think he's like gobsmacked by the whole vampire thing, because he's into the occult kind of thing, because he swaps bodies and stuff. So I buy into that. He's like, oh my god, vampires, I'm a vampire. I just feel like they could have done more with the idea of, you know, the powers that come with being a vampire. And maybe it would have been nice if he'd kind of dropped, oh, I'm going to bang every single woman I can get my hands on, when he realised he was in a vampire body, and then he kind of became more of a brutal force in that sense. I think that could have been a more interesting direction to go down. Or maybe if he realised that a lot earlier in the episode. I feel like that was where that true potential of the story could have come from, and they just didn't delve into that side of things enough for me, because at the end of the day he was just a creepy pervy old man. And I get the idea that he might be quite lonely, or, you know, being elderly. You're not in the state you used to be. Let's say that. I get that, but I don't know, that this was just a really creepy way of exploring that, and I think there were more interesting ideas in there that they didn't focus on as much. But yeah, it was okay. Definitely the weakest so far for me, but it wasn't like She or Expecting for me. I think it wasn't quite on that level. I did get a bit more out of it than those episodes, for example, even if it was just creepy and disturbing. But there we are. The lighter stuff was pretty interesting. I don't know if they're going to explore any more of that. More so the Angel and Fred stuff, I think, was the best part of the episode, and that final scene. Those are the bits I was personally very interested in. I think the rest of the plot, especially with the body swap and realising he had a vampire body, I think that was kind of wasted potential that they didn't follow with and give more focus on over Horny Old Man. And I feel like they've kind of already explored a similar kind of thing in like I Fall to Pieces and stuff like that. I feel like they've touched on that kind of thing before, or even Happy Anniversary. I feel like we've had similar kind of characters, so it would have been interesting if they changed that up and been like, oh yeah, an old man in a vampire's body, what does he do? Not just prey on, you know, unknowing and unwilling women. So yeah, we had a pervy old man episode. Who'd have thought it? But there we have it. At least, you know, at least Gio wasn't in this one, so every cloud. But yeah, overall, okay episodes, interesting. Some ideas I think really worked. The idea of having everything but love and the parallels between Angel and Marcus in that respect was good. Everything with Angel and Fred I thought was interesting, and I did kind of enjoy the chaos of people misunderstanding things, and Fred misunderstanding the whole Lila situation, and all of that was kind of cool. But it was kind of frustrating that Cordelia and Wesley and Gunn and all that didn't pick up on anything being wrong with him. But I understand that kind of so the plot can happen. And yeah, the final scene, I love that Willow kind of called Angel to let her know. And yeah, that episode happened, and let's not talk about creepy old man ever again, shall we? Anyway, okay episode, definitely my least favourite of the season so far, but I still had a few elements that I really enjoyed. So yeah, that was that. My next reaction is Buffy again. I think we go back to Buffy, episode 4 of that. And yeah. Fucking Marcus. Yeah, interesting one. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.